Now, I have been aware of Warmachine for about a decade, but there's been something holding me back from getting involved. But Steamforged Games have kindly sent me a couple of kits to have a look at, and I have had a quite pleasant surprise. Welcome back to Lizard of Doom. I am Max. Now, this is a Lizard Look. A Lizard Look on this channel is an unpaid review. So they have sent me this stuff, but I am under no obligation to say anything nice. Before I get into why I haven't picked it up before and why I am possibly more inclined to now, how about you subscribe and tickle my little like button, thank you, and do a little comment for the algorithm. That would be very helpful. Thank you. Now, the reason I haven't got into this before is because everything has looked like this. This is one of the kits they've sent me out. Everything has looked like this. Now, this is men, machines. Alright, this faction has a little bit of a piratey style, and I am a sucker for pirates, and we'll get into that more. But this doesn't do it for me. This doesn't have that I think that gives you a fizz in your balls that makes you want to pick up a paintbrush. This is generic. This is sci-fi. This is slightly grimdark. This is everything that a normal sci-fi miniatures game has. And this is why I haven't picked it up. Because if I want this, I'll go Warhammer. And that's just the way it is. Warhammer produce lovely miniatures. I know what I'm getting. I know the game. I'm not going to pick up a new game that's just got the same style. I have had a little look at the rules, and it does play differently to Warhammer, and it does seem more accessible because everything is free on an app. Top marks for that, Steamforged Games. But for me, I'm more of a painter and a builder than a gamer. These miniatures ain't doing it. My balls ain't fizzy. But here's the thing. They also sent me this. This is the new box, Shadow and Scum. This is much more my style. These two factions are very interesting to me. These mechanized dragon nid looking things, but mainly the pirate fishmen dudes. These guys are my style. I cannot resist something in a pirate theme. These guys are okay, but these guys are me. This is the faction that I will be choosing for this game. Now, unboxing them is easy. There's 2 bags of sprues and 1 little art thing. Because these are new and not out yet, I can't access the online instructions because there aren't any. So I had to figure out the secret code of how to put these together, and they do something really nice. Different to Games Workshop, the parts are not only numbered but also lettered. That means all of letter A builds one model, all of letter B builds the second model, and the numbers are in pretty much the correct order. Only a couple of times did I have to go back and take something off that I'd already put on. You can build these without instructions, and that is fantastic. These models are really nice quality. The sculpts are good, the detail's good, the plastic is really nice. I've got to say it feels maybe slightly softer than a Warhammer plastic, but not that noticeable. I was just looking for it when I was building these. Really nice detail, not too much gubbins. This captain is probably the most gubbins covered model I've got, and he is nice. There is one sin that they've committed with the big shark guy. He has a big net on his arm, so that's annoying to paint in and around. I am not a big fan of straps and trim on models, and that is the only one where I have a slight issue with it. It just makes it harder for hardness sake. This is how I've primed them. I've done a black undercoat with a blue zenithal and then a white over the top to catch highlights. Unfortunately, the white was really gritty and went on really strange. It is a colour forged spray. They are quite thin, and this one was very thin, so it sprayed this horrible grit texture. Now I'm hoping that won't be too noticeable in the end, because what I'm going to do is use a bunch of contrast and use this existing kind of lighting to then produce a lovely game ready miniature. While I do that, let me tell you about this week's sponsor. Into the AM produce some amazing graphic tees. I'm sure you have seen them sponsoring some other miniature content people, and they are a big supporter of this industry on YouTube and of me. I've had some of these t-shirts for well over a year now, They have lasted for a long time through countless wears and washes. They have currently got a 60% off sale, so go and check them out through my link down below, where you also get 10% off as well. These t-shirts are a part of my wardrobe, and you can expand your collection of awesome graphic t-shirts and be a fashion icon like myself. These t-shirts are part of my everyday wear. I've replaced a bunch of old scrappy t-shirts from my wardrobe with these, and these have lasted and stood the test of time. I genuinely do wear these. Please go and check out the link down in the description and get some for yourself. These are awesome t-shirts at really good, unbeatable prices. Genuinely, I don't know how they're selling some of them so cheap. You can go and check them out down below. Thank you very much Into the AM for sponsoring this video. Now, speed paint, metallic speed paint. These take a lot of mixing. You can see that a lot of pigment is at the bottom, and then the rest of this bottle is just gloss medium with a dark color to it. Luckily, I've got a vortex mixer, so that wasn't a problem. I wasn't a big fan of these. The bronze color goes over very detailed small areas well, but the issue comes when you cover larger areas. Now, I have had some advice that it is best to put them over different colors, but that is not how they're advertised, but it is apparently how you get the best results, or possibly do a couple of coats. But I think that defeats the object. This is one coat over that Zenithal Prime, and it is a weird texture. I think they make up for lack of pigment by using that gloss medium and hope that the shine is enough to read as metallic. This is me putting 2 coats on. I don't think this product is amazing. Fair play to you if you've got a use for this product, but I don't think I'll be using it again. This was an experiment because I knew I was going to be speed painting these guys, so I thought I'd pick up some metallic speed paint. But whether you do 2 coats and it ends up looking a little wonky and dark, or whether you just do the 1 coat, you can see this is 1 coat over a slightly more textured area. It does look a lot better than over that big smooth gun. But then the 2nd coat dried, it's just incredibly gloss and shiny. Like I said, I think it's a lack of pigment and they make up for it with gloss varnish. But what is the point in doing this, especially if you're doing 2 coats or an undercoat of a specific colour, when you could just do 1 coat of lead belcher and some Nuln Oil, and this is the results of that? It's not faster. So why is it called speed paint? You may find some uses for it, but speed is not one of them. And I feel that speed should be the focus of a speed paint. Sandy Desert Terrains from AK. I love their texture paints. You get way more in a pot for cheaper than Games Workshop ones. And this is perfect for a little beach. After this, I would put some Seraphim Sepia over the top of it to make it look a little bit more shaded and ready for a dry brush to pick out that texture and make it lighter again. These guys were getting there relatively quickly. This is just a tabletop ready paint job. I'm not stressing myself over these fun fish guys because I want to enjoy them. These are all of the contrasts I used, and the way I'm going to highlight them is with some ice yellow. I'm going to mix some of the contrast paints into ice yellow and make a custom highlight for each area just to define them a little bit more, because contrast paints can look a little bit messy. They can look a little bit splodgy because they are thin, but once I had done that, I gave them a black base rim and they were all ready for the table. Some Yoo-hoo glue just to give an extra bit of slime to this monstrous fish and shark combo, and I was going to do a few final touches to the bases as well. The touches to the bases would consist of a few items I have picked up to make them look a little bit more beachy. These are some little beautiful shells off eBay, and also some cheap seaweed fish tank plants from my local pet shop. This was just a couple of quid each to get these. And if you're doing seaside themed miniatures or beach themed miniatures, I recommend these wholeheartedly. Just super glue the shells on and also soak these bits of seaweed in some PVA glue and splodge them about. You can see it's quite hard to get them off a tweezer here, but spread them out as much as you can. And because they're soaked in PVA glue, when they dry, they will look like nice wet seaweed splodged on your beach, making a lovely environment for some fishmen pirates to live in and go to war in. So thank you to my Patreons. Your names are in the top corner now, and if you would like to help support this channel, that will be down in the description or linked in the other top corner now. My idea for this video was to also test the game with my new miniatures. However, because these are brand new miniatures, they don't actually have any rules out yet. These guys are so new. They're on pre-order currently as I'm painting them and making this video, and you can pre-order them hopefully through some of my affiliate links down below. I now have affiliate links with FIRESTORM, Element Games and WAYLAND Games in the UK, so you can help the channel out by using those to buy what you normally buy and possibly pre-order this. Thank you to Into the AM as well. Make sure you check their link out. They have paid for a sponsorship on this video, unlike Steamforged Games, who just sent me this for free. But if you want to send me more Fishmen Steamforged Games, I am down. Send me some more Fishmen and I will paint them up. These are my new favourite kind of quick fun project, and I'm really looking forward to trying the game, which has its rules completely free online for all of the factions and the core rules as well. Something that annoyed me last week's video, I was talking about Games Workshop constantly selling you codexes. This game does not do that, and that is a big win. So in review of this lizard look, the plastic and construction of the models is excellent. 10 out of 10 for that. The miniatures themselves are incredibly well sculpted. 10 out of 10 for that. Paintability, really nice. So there is a few characters that I painted up, like the captain guy, who does have a lot of gubbins, and the shark guy has that net on his arm, which I hated. But the rest of it is not overly detailed. That's a real problem with recent Warhammer for me. It's too much to enjoy. I don't want to be painting every little strap and all these little pockets, and it's too much for me to enjoy. This is a good mix. The characters have more interest, and the standard troops don't have too much gubbins that makes it unfun to paint. So it's a 10 out of 10. I cannot speak for the game. Like I said, the rules aren't out for the faction that I have picked here, because the pirate fishmen called to me like the ocean calling to the sailors. But the models are perfect. So I'm under no obligation to say it's good. Like I said, this, no fizz. Sorry. No fizz in the balls. Pirate fishmen. Oh, I got them fizzy balls, boy. And with that, remember to like and subscribe and comment. Algorithm help. Thank you very much. And I will see you next time. Remember, it is not a pile of fun. It is a pile of shame. No. Remember, it is not a pile of shame. It is a pile of future fun. See you next time, kids. Peace.